Okay, so in the last lesson, we learned about what these represent. So in this lesson, we're going to learn about the subtraction property of equality with the hands-on equation form. So the subtraction property says that when both sides of the equation are equal, you can take an x away. So if there's an x on both sides, you can take one x away from this side and one x away from this side, and it will still be equal, right?
Right. Yes.
So an example problem would be, take two of your x's, so you put two x's on one side,
Okay.
plus a 4,
Plus 4.
plus a dice 4 on the same side. Keep it on the same side.
Mm-hmm.
And then
Same
on the
side.
other side you would have two x's plus 4, okay? So these are equal, right?
Yes.
These are both equal sides.
Yes.
So the subtraction property says that you can take away an x from both sides and the equation will still be equal.
Mm-hmm. Yes. I agree.
But if you take away two x's from one side and you took away one x from the other side, the equation is not equal.
Yes.
Right.
So we have to take away the same amount from each side for the equation to still be equal.
Okay.
Okay? So that's the subtraction property. So how would this property be used when we're solving equations? How would this be useful?
So the middle would be the equal sign?
Mm-hmm. So how would using the subtraction property help us when solving larger equations? Like equations with larger numbers.
Just start with one number at a time?
You could start with one number, but what would it help make the equation?
Taking away x by x. So
So what I'm trying to say is, how would this equation right here, how would it, if you took away two x's from both sides, what would it make the equation?
The smaller equation.
Yeah, it would make it a
Simplify.
simpler equation than having to work with all these larger numbers.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so we'll do two example problems, number 7 and number 8 on your sheet. So we're going to start with number 7. It says you have an x plus 1, so do it with me. An x, so you have 1x plus 1 plus 2 x's, because the x's on the sheet, these represent the pawns, which are x's,
okay.
will equal an x
Okay.
plus a 5. Right?
Yes.
Mm.
Okay, so with the subtraction property, what can we take away from both sides?
1x.
Yeah, so you can subtract 1x from both sides, so you just take those out of the equation altogether. And then what else can we take away from both sides?
One.
A 1 and turn that one into a 4.
Yep, so you can subtract a 1 and you can turn that one into a 4. Now we can solve the problem in a simpler form. So you have 2x would equal 4, so what would your x be?
2.
2.
Yes. So then your answer, your x would equal 2 in number 7. Okay, and then in order to check the problem, you would put all the pawns in the dice back. So you'd have 1, you'd have 1 here, you'd have 2 x's, you'd have an x and a 5. Okay, so then you would plug in 2 for each x. So plug in an x for the pawn. So it would be 2
Okay. 2,
plus 1
3,
plus 2
5,
plus another 2.
7.
So this side would equal 7. And
Uh-huh.
then add the other side. 2
7.
plus 5 would equal what?
7.
7.
Yep. So your check, you would write 7 equals 7. And that's how you know that the equation is balanced on both sides. Okay? So now let's do
Solve.
equation number 8.
Okay.
So you'd have 2 x's plus 2
It's 2.
will equal
X plus
1.
5.
x plus 5.
Okay.
So now what could you guys do to each side?
Take out an X.
I like that idea.
Yep, so you could take out 1x from both sides. And then what?
You could
Subtract 2.
of it
Subtract 2 from both sides, which would make the 5 a what?
a 3 on the trace.
So then your x would equal,
That's be a 3.
So then we test it.
yep, and then you test it.
So we put 2x
So you put everything back.
plus 2 x to a 5. Good. Alright.
So plug in
3.
your x.
6, 8,
Boom.
8. Unreal.
8 equals 8. So then you would check it, 8 equals 8. Okay, so does that make any sense?
Yep.
Yes.
So before you work on the 4 problems on the top section, why do you think you would take away the smallest number of x's on one side instead of taking away the larger number? So if this was the equation right here, it was the 2x plus 2 and then 1x plus 5. Why would you not take away these two?
Because you don't have 2 on the other side.
Yeah,
too.
because you have to take away the smallest number of x's so that they're still balanced. Okay, and how would you check to see if your x answer is right?
Put all of them back on the board.
Put them back on the board and
Plug in,
Plug in
the
the
number
X.
for x.
Yep, plug
Into
in
the
the
pennies.
number for x. Okay, so now work on numbers 1 through 4 on your own, and then we'll come back and figure out the answers after
Happy
you
to.
finish them. And we'll discuss how you got those answers. Does it make sense?
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
So you can demonstrate how you got answer for number 1.
Okay.
So what did you do?
so first I put my 3 x's out there, and then I added my 7,
Mm-hmm.
and then added my 4x to the other side of the equation.
Okay.
And then first I took away 3 x's from the left and 3 x's from the right.
Okay.
So I have 1 x is on the right. So I have 7 equals x. So I got 7 for my x. And then when I went to check it, I plugged them back in. And I got 28 equals
So
28.
put the numbers back on. So
Okay.
put the x's back, and then you can count it out.
Okay. Okay, so to count it out,
So x would equal 7, so you would have 7 plus 7 is 14, plus another 7,
21.
plus another 7 is 28,
28.
right?
So, and then 7 times 4 is 28. So
Yeah.
both sides equal.
So both sides are 28.
Yeah.
Good job. Okay. Liam, you want to do number 2? Show us how you got number 2.
I would love to. So first you put the pennies down that equal x. So 1x. A dice that has the 2 on it. And two pennies equals an x with a 2 dice with a 5 on each side. First thing I did was take away 1x from both sides, and then I took the 2 out, subtracted the 10 by 2, which equals 8. And then I took another penny away and put this to a 4, which means x equals 4. And then I did the proof again, so I put everything back on the board, on the scale. X, 2 x's, and a 2. And I added my 4 next to everything. So 4 plus 10 equals 14 on this side, then a 4 plus 4 equals 8, plus 2 equals 10, plus 4 equals 14. So we had a check of 14 equals 14, Miss Mountain.
Perfect. Good job.
Thank you.
Good job, guys.
Thank you.